we wanted to invite Bill Dunbar to give his witness during our stewardship campaign.
Well, most of you know that I'm the finance chair. So what's the first thing you think of when you think of the finance chair? He wants money. Well, I started at this here, and I started looking up what is stewardship. And the dictionary says it is the conducting, supervising, or managing of something, especially the careful and responsible management of something entrusted to one's care. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, then I looked up what does it mean for religion. And it says Christian stewardship regards the obligation of Christians in managing and utilizing intelligently the gifts that God has given. The Christian steward is not only responsible for the financial blessings provided by God, but also the spiritual gifts that have been given through the Holy Spirit. Okay, so that means that stewardship is a whole lot bigger than just money. But then I started thinking, we collect money. This past year and the year before has been hard on us. We had to cut the budget to basically keep the church open and pay the minister. Okay, so that's what we spent the money on, not a whole lot of other extra things. And then I got to thinking, okay, annual meetings coming up, we're going to have the budget again, we're going to try to balance the budget. And then I started thinking, 49 years ago, a little over 49 years ago, I got married here in this church. Okay? Since that time, this church has never, ever, ever had a balanced budget. Okay? But I remember one time at one annual meeting, Betty Hall was sitting there and we were squabbling over what to cut to get a balanced budget. And Betty Hall said, you gotta have faith that will provide. And I started thinking about that, and I said, started thinking about this past year, and I said, that's true. We were short money. If you looked in your bulletin over the past months, you would have seen a deficit there, and all of a sudden there's a positive income there. Well, how did that happen? Well, somewhere along the line, a person passed away. We don't know who it was, but in their will, they had donated money to the church. A couple months later, we get another donation of almost $20,000. Then another time, we get another donation. So all of a sudden, this money is coming in. But why? Why did it come in? Well, I remember hearing from, maybe it was quite a while ago, we started this, one of the talents of this church, is food. So quite a few years ago, they started this take-home meal thing. And you said, I think the first year, we barely made enough money to cover the expenses of it, and it was basically the people of the church. Well, this year, it has grown, and probably by the end of this year, they will make over $10,000. You say, why did that happen? Because the money that we pledged kept the church open. So we were able to use that to keep the kitchen going, keep the heat going, provide electricity, all that stuff. The other thing that happened, you look at other things that happened at the outreach board. Okay, that $1,500 in gift cards and stuff did not come from just this church. They came from people in the community. So again, by keeping the church open, so that we could do these things, we have reached out to the community. Another thing happened. We were able to pay the minister during this whole time. My wife was someplace, and someone said to her, she stopped, the person said to her, oh no, they were calling up for a take-home meal. That's what it was. And they said, I love your minister, and I can't wait to get back to church, but she's had some health issues. She says, but I'll come back to church when I can climb those stairs. Why? We kept the church open. So your pledge money goes to a lot of different things. It's your individual talents that help keep this church going. I think last week, the minister, Catherine, you said that the temporary ministers that have come in to fill in have said there's something different about this church. It's the people that sit here, the people that are in this community that help support this church. So again, it's not just about the money. I want to go on as to what your money does. By keeping this building open and supporting this, what we do, it affects the community. And you do not know who you're affecting when you're out there and you're keeping this church open. So thank you.
Stewardship. The mailing went out, so all you guys should be receiving these letters. And if you feel ambitious and just want to go grab one of the donation forms, you can fill it out. If you don't have to give the same money today, but it's just a commitment for next year. I happen to have done my donation for next year already, so I get to go put this in the box. And I hope some of you guys will do it. Hey, busy person, gotta take care of business. So, thank you, Bill, for speaking, and I continue to invite, we're gonna have 2 more weeks of stewardship.
Sure.
And, well, just keeping it open, obviously, you can always change your mind or raise or lower your donation. Give freely, but give what is within your means, obviously. And it is incredible to think, because, on the take-home meals this week, if I made 2 to Megan's corn, she planned 145. We're at 188 chicken pot pies, which will now take us 2 days to make. And 67 dozen? 63 dozen, don't worry, by the time we get there. Sorry, 63 dozen cookies ordered. So, if you haven't gotten your cookies yet, should I not say that? Well, $5 for a dozen is pretty inexpensive. Plus, it's not just us in the church making it. It's community. It's some of the people who buy take-home meals that have actually offered to bring in cookies. So we are doing something right.